There are places on maps that have no name. Backroads that GPS ignores, not by error, but by precaution. It is said that the forest claims what is its own, but in the village of San Cibrán, the forest doesn't just claim the land, it claims laughter. What you are about to hear is a recovered testimony found on a digital recorder 3 kilometers from the main road, covered in moss and mud. It belongs to a man who disappeared 6 months ago. I arrived in San Cibrán on a Tuesday afternoon. The sky was that sick gray color, like a bruise about to heal but never quite does. My interest in the place was born from an internet forum, a single grainy photo of a scarecrow in the middle of the forest. But it wasn't a scarecrow. It had a bright red nose, too round to be natural. Driving in with my truck, the first thing I noticed was the silence. No children playing, though there were bicycles scattered in the front yards. The houses were old, their wood rotted by the perpetual dampness of the area. I stopped at the only open shop, a place that smelled of sawdust and sour milk. The owner, an old man with cataracts in one eye, stared at me when I asked where I could camp. He told me that one does not sleep in the forest. He warned me that if night falls, I must stay inside. If I heard laughter, I was to cover my ears, and if I saw colors among the trees, I should pray to be colorblind. I laughed. It was a mistake. In San Cibrán, laughing is like invoking the devil. The old man pounded the counter and shouted that he likes that sound. It makes him hungry. I decided to ignore him, thinking it was just superstition. I drove to the edge of the forest, where the pines grow so close together that sunlight dies before touching the ground. I set up my tent. The atmosphere was heavy, and the air felt thick, as if I were breathing water. That first night, I understood why the village was silent. Around 3 a.m., I was woken by the sound of fabric rubbing against tree bark. Psh, psh, like silk dragging. And then a jingle, a single rusty, sad bell. I left the tent with my flashlight. The beam cut through the darkness. And there, about 50 meters away, I saw what looked like a deflated balloon tied to a low branch. I got closer. It wasn't a balloon. It was the skin of a fox. It was turned inside out, like a sock. But the most disturbing thing was the mouth. Someone or something had used wire to stretch the animal's jaw into a perpetual, grotesque, overly wide smile. And in the empty eye sockets, they had placed 2 bright red berries. The next day, I went back to the village. A woman washing clothes by the river took pity on me. She told me the story while looking towards the trees, as if she feared they were listening. She spoke of 1974, when a traveling circus trailer fell into the ravine. The main clown, a giant man they called Jingle, survived the fall, but broke his legs. No one went looking for him. Hunger drove him mad, and eventually the forest gave him something else, a black parasitic mushroom that grows on the bark of old trees. A fungus that takes away pain, but rots the mind. Jingle merged with the forest. His white makeup blended with the paleness of death, and his brightly colored suit became covered in moss and black sap. His laughter became the sound of the wind through broken branches. The woman told me he wasn't trying to kill me, but that he was looking for an audience. He wanted me to laugh with him, and if I didn't, he would make me smile by force. I should have left, but curiosity is a terminal illness. That second night, I set up trap cameras. Night fell like a lead slab. At 2 a.m., the smell hit me: burnt cotton candy, stale makeup, and rotting meat. Then came the music, sounding like a broken toy from everywhere and nowhere. I left the tent and shouted into the dark. My flashlight illuminated him. About 10 meters up, crouched in the branches like a giant spider, there he was. He wasn't human anymore. His limbs were too long, his joints bent backward. He wore a tattered clown suit sewn directly to his grayish, cracked skin. He had no lips, his teeth were yellow needles, and his nose was a red, bulbous mushroom growing from his skull. He looked at me with eyes that were completely black. He raised a long claw and whispered, "Shh." He fell from the tree without a sound and landed on all fours, moving like a puppet with tangled strings. I ran. I left everything. But the forest had changed. The trees seemed to move to block my path. On each trunk, I saw the faces of small animals nailed to the wood, stretched into happy grimaces. I stumbled and fell down a slope into a natural clearing. In the center were rows of spectators, corpses of deer, boars, and bears. In the front row were 3 people, sitting on logs with their hands tied with barbed wire. They were mummified. Their mouths were held wide open by wooden sticks to simulate an eternal laugh. I was in his circus. I heard the jingle right behind my ear. I felt his hot breath on my neck. He whispered, "Isn't it funny?" in a voice like grinding stones. I lunged at him with my knife. The blade sank into his shoulder, but black, burning sap oozed out instead of blood. He didn't flinch. He just widened that horrible grin and started to laugh, a high-pitched squeal like a pig being slaughtered. He screamed for me to laugh as his long fingers closed around my throat. I saw black spots. The last thing I saw was his mushroom nose pulsing as his face touched mine. I woke up in the hospital 2 days later. They said it was a bear attack and that I had hallucinated, but I know the truth. When I returned to my apartment in the city, I thought I was safe, but last night it rained. I saw a tall, gaunt figure under a street lamp in the park across the street. I found a message in my jacket pocket that I hadn't seen before. It was a circus ticket. It said, "Admit 1, lifetime performance, row 1, seat 4. And now, as I record this, I can hear it coming from inside my closet. Very soft, ting, ting. I think the show is about to begin.